Well, on NFL Network's coverage of the scouting combine, we talk about heights and weights and times and whatever, and we could objectify an athlete, to say the least, but they are human beings, and the person who is the one who rounds out our coverage with all of the great backstories, which is why we follow sports, is Stacy Dales, kind enough to join us on the program today. Good to see you, Stacy. How are you?
Thanks for ripping me away from my work. Finally, this is the first break I've had in like 3 days.
I know, because you're so awesome at knowing the backstories of as many people as possible and then working it in as they're working out. And I think that that's such a crucial part of our broadcast, Stacey.
Yeah,
crucial.
And it's such I have the distinct privilege of being that person and being the eyes and ears here in this room, Rich. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
And the team. And translating those stories to give sort of life to these men that are about to become stars in this league. And as I enter my 18th NFL season, I'm continue to be blown away by their eagerness to tell their story. They want to be on camera. Mm-hmm. They want you to know how fast their fastball was when they played baseball.
Right.
And Carson Beck just told me he threw it at 96. You know, he could have probably played in the majors, but those are the things that I have the distinct, ability to bring into this broadcast and follow you guys who just crush it in the booth.
Ask the question. Did you ask going to break about Sonny Styles and her tracking Sonny down?
Oh, yeah. So, Stace, what was your 40 time to catch Sonny after he ran his 40?
Better than Rich's.
Yeah, by the way, that goes without saying. Was there a WNBA combine that you had to go through?
No.
There wasn't?
No.
There wasn't one of those?
No, my resume was the national championship.
Damn straight.
Yeah,
Point to the banner.
Yes.
Stacy Dales.
Yes.
You point to that banner hanging.
I mean,
Next, your number hangs next to Mookie Blaylock's, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And Courtney Paris.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, and Sherry Cole and all the Oklahoma greats. That's super cool, but it's hard to believe that I'm that old.
No, you're not. Stop. 18 years.
No, but my 40 time, if I had to run a 40, what's your best 40, Rich?
A 5.96.
5.96.
You could beat that.
I could probably put myself at a 5.
Yeah.
5 flat.
Well, you closed on Sonny Styles last night.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't believe that he wasn't out of breath talking to you, complaining about not having a high enough vertical in his mind. That was nuts.
And how nuts was it that he was like, now Sonny is the nicest young man. So when I think about somebody like Fred Warner in the league,
oh boy,
who's a dream. Okay, and then happens to be a linebacker who's also maybe one of the going to be one of the best to do it. I think Fred's going to be a Hall of Famer, obviously.
I agree with you, Stacy Dales.
He's got that incredible personality that you want to go on camera, let's go. And
Sonny Styles.
Yeah. But then for him to be slightly displeased with the fact that he didn't jump a 45
it's
inch vertical.
He's 244 pounds and 6'5". By the way, our radio audience just returned here. Stacy Dales sitting here between TJ and yours truly here in the downtown convention center. We're just less than 3 hours away from being back at it at NFL Network for night 2 of our coverage, and that's where Caleb Downs going to get out there tonight. I'm prepping myself as a Wolverine to sit on the draft set in Pittsburgh and have 4 Buckeyes go in the top 10, which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Eat them alive a little bit, too.
So. It's all right. I can get through.
I mean, their team, I was texting with Matt and Patricia during the show last night, and it's not just, it's Caden McDonald, and I mean, you're going to see Lorenzo Styles out there, his brother, who's only played defensive back. He was a receiver, remember, and he was converted in the last 2 years to cornerback, and is still going to try to go out there and as a Buckeye,
right,
and prove to everybody that he belongs in the NFL alongside his brother Sonny. That's a cool story. But yeah, what a group from Ohio State for sure. And I would just say this too. Like, this is where stars, we get the pulse of these stars. Like, I'll never forget last year when we had Nikki Manwari, And I started following him around like a little puppy dog. Like, what is he going to do next? What can I shoot next? Like, you saw what Seattle did. Like,
Won the Super Bowl.
Mike told you in the booth. Like, I mean, Gray Zabel, their rookie starting guard, had an incredible combine. And so Sonny Styles, like, that breeds the conversation, fellas, like, how much does that impact his stock in this? He's going to go high, but, I mean, I'm having people text me in the league like, damn.
Yeah. That was how crazy it was last night. I mean, TJ, as I told you in our first segment, he's a Cowboy fan. The Sonny Styles dropping of the Cowboys at 12 in the mock draft, that went up in smoke.
Yeah, totally
done.
I was kind of like, oh,
that's not happening.
Arvell Reese, just on his bags, the bag work.
Right. It looks
his
so
40,
smooth.
forget the 40.
Yeah.
The bag work. I couldn't, my phone, I'm like, I can't. And then Patricia's like, monsters. My text is monsters.
So psyched.
I've got
right.
And then there's so many. We're not trying to disclude other schools.
Of
but
course not.
Texas Tech was amazing. And
Texas A&M has the most of any team here. 13 of them. Stacy Dales here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's your favorite story you've picked up over the last 2-3 days? You can't wait to tell over the weekend. Maybe what's the best story you've snagged?
Well, today we have a tight end named Sam Roush out of Stanford, he was a big tight end, physical tight end. He's a genius. And so I got a Rubik's Cube ready to go. We'll tease it.
Because he does the Rubik's Cube, right? What does he do?
We're gonna put a clock on him, Rich. But he was a computer science major, graduated in 3 years at Stanford, and created AI models and programs, football programs, just playing around with them, just for fun. And I could get into like big details about it, but I said, "Do the NFL teams like know you're this smart and all that stuff?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, well, you might be working in their analytics department while you're, stepping off the field from practice. So stuff like that, Rich. But there are so many of these young men and the stories and the families they come from, and whether it's the sport they played that changed their life or how their mom influenced them, there's just so many. Yeah.
Terry and Arnold, you kind of stumbled into talking to him, and that went
so I'll tell you an
beyond
interesting
viral, that chat with him a couple of combines ago.
Terry and Arnold, so close to his mom, it did go viral, and that I don't think it will ever stop. But like today, we have Mansour Delane. Okay, he isn't a practicing Muslim, and he is currently amidst Ramadan.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's fasting, which requires an incredible level of dedication. Now, the rule is you're allowed to actually. When you're traveling, you are allowed to consume like food or pregnant. There are certain rules.
Sure.
So while he's here, he is being very disciplined. But the fact that he does that ahead of his pro day, I said, how much weight are you going to lose?
Right.
He's like, I have to be really disciplined. He wouldn't give me the number because why would he? But he said, I'm going to be flying on my pro day. But
fasting helps you go faster.
It does.
And then you're going to love this, Rich. I'll probably tag him in my open just because I love him, because he gave me a picture of his dog, Nala. Or Nola.
Nola, yeah, sure.
What kind of dog was it?
She's a little bulldog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we'll get that on air today.
Okay. This is awesome.
But and he's awesome. He's such a great dude, and he's going to be a top pick. He's DJ's number one cornerback.
Have you chatted with Mendoza yet? Or no?
I talked to Mendoza today.
And what do we have?
Oh, I love this. He is so smart. This guy is so smart. And I said, what's your plan? Because we all know you're going to get drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. And, he kind of downplayed that.
Of course, it's like Fight Club.
Yeah. So just take this week. He's not going to work out, but everything is a job interview. Even if the idea is that he's like, yeah, it'd be cool if they drafted me. I'd love that if they drafted me or any team. But everything I do here is an interview. everywhere I go is an interview. It's a job interview.
He said that?
He did. Mm-hmm. Every single thing I do. When I go to sleep at night, I'm still in the interview mode. Wow. When I go to the field with my guys on Saturday, though he's not working out, I need to be there to support them. It's critical for me to do that. And so that will be part of my job interview. But then the plan for the next 8 weeks ahead of the draft in April is like, yes, he's preparing for his pro day, he told me, and that, is something. But he said, I don't want to be the best quarterback in this draft or in, the best quarterback period on my pro day or when I'm drafted. I want to be the best quarterback in September when I take the field in the NFL. So there's a lot that he is sort of envisioning that he's going to work through. I took away. And then also I said, what do you need to improve at? And he said, well, there's a lot. All quarterbacks are going to tell you there's a lot. But he's like, I didn't play under center a whole lot in my career in college. So that right there was a little hint into he's going to attack playing under center in the NFL.
He's a dream. Why wouldn't you want to draft somebody who's that physically talented?
Yeah.
Who has shown that he can take a program that hasn't won very much, right? I understand he wasn't there in every game of the Cignetti era.
Yeah.
But what he's been able to do, and moving from one program to another, going into somebody's playbook, becoming the leader of that team, making the throws that he's made in every possible way on the road against Penn State, in the Big Ten championship game in this building here in Indianapolis. And then what he did in the college football playoff, what he did against Miami.
Yeah.
Getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
And you're in Vegas, and he's going to probably go home, right? And he'll wake up, and he won't need your hangover cure like you gave me years ago in Baltimore.
I remember that
to
story.
Resurrect me. And, you know what I mean? Like, this is... It's a no-brainer. You speak to him, and he's a dream come true, right?
Yeah. But it's almost like, too, though, he is, I think he's going to be a very accelerated learner in the NFL. And because I get to do this, I get to talk to all these players. Many of them are defensive players that have had to defend him. And they've been asked about facing Mendoza. And, like uniquely, you'll constantly hear, he never sells out his receivers. He never throws his receivers into bad spots.
Right.
You can't stump him as a defensive back. There's not a whole lot you can do to bait him into something. He's that skilled and he's that leveled, which I think is part of his precision and accuracy, which everybody talks about. But that all comes from film study. That all comes from knowing whatever scheme he's in. So, he's like the total package.
He's really popular, too. And I think any team that drafts him, and I think the Vegas Raiders will know, he's going to have like a following, and he goes around the country. Yeah. I kind of get that feeling. We were told, as TJ, as I mentioned on the air, Stacey, I mentioned on the air what we were told in our meeting the other day is that there's going to be a record number of people in the stands, in the crowd on Saturday, basically to come watch him stand there in his tracksuit. And they're going to throw him up on the screen.
Yeah.
And you and I are going to be in a broadcast watching a drill, and all of a sudden there's going to be this huge cheer, and you're going to be wondering, what are they cheering about? And then we'll look up, and it'll just be Mendoza standing there on the big screen. They're going to throw him up there. And listen, I understand what I'm talking about popular athletes here in Indianapolis. I mean, I'm not saying he's a male Caitlin Clark. But there is a certain love for him in Indiana, that there's a certain passionate aspect about it that I think might lift all boats in terms of jerseys and in terms of popularity. I mean, everybody wants a piece of this kid here. I don't know if I'm too far off. Obviously,
you're so far on. I mean, this is Caitlin's town.
Yes.
You can't book Caitlin Clark. Let's just be honest.
Well, she's in Milan right now, isn't she? She's like watching runway
but you
stuff
can't book
right
her.
now.
Like she's that. she's out of this world. But I agree with you, and especially in a state like Indiana, like I went to the University of Oklahoma. Like if anything good, like when the Thunder win in Oklahoma, that's Oklahoma's team.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Right. So in Norman, in, whatever, Shawnee, Oklahoma, in Ada, Oklahoma, so this is a state that kind of follows that similar sort of trajectory when it comes to sports. They love them here. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it.
It's going to be awesome.
It doesn't seem like he'll just be standing there watching. It seems like he's going to be into it. He's going to be clapping. He's going to be firing his guys up.
He's so passionate, TJ. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, when you talk to him, he looks you in the eye the whole time. He's so intense. He's so intense.
Great. He's going to be that way.
He checks every box.
He does.
Yeah, and he looks at you, and he's like laser focused, like right there. That like this is you and I, and like you just feel that there's some people that are average, and there's some people that are above average, and then there's some people that are extraordinary. I think he's in that level.
Wow. Thank you for that insight. Really greatly appreciated. All right, so let's do it. You have no choice. Let's go ahead.
D-backs and tight ends, Rubik's Cubes.
Yes.
Right? Dylan Thieneman is going to be amazing.
Okay.
He's just sensational amongst the D-backs. I don't know if Caleb's going Downs.
I don't think
he's I think I would have opened the show on him, Rich, but Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah, well, I mean, looking forward to seeing the Oregon tight end.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's gonna test like crazy here.
Another dream, another Sonny Styles.
Awesome.
He's that humble. He's that highly regarded. I was talking to some Oregon people that are here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's he like behind the scenes? All the things I want to know. And they're like, he's everything you could imagine in all the best ways.
That's so great. We're so lucky that we got all these new prospects coming in. Stacy Dales, I will see you later.
See you later.
I will see you later when I'll be suited and booted, and you shall be as well. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.